102.1 KFMA, Oro Valley, Tucson.
An Arizona Lotus Corp station.
We are Tucson's rock station. You want it?
You got it.
Reality radio done right.
No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Tuesday, May 6th. Good morning, Rico.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning in to this rainy day of May.
I love
day.
it.
I know, yeah, absolutely. You know, we always have the weirdest weather, right? Where, you know, it's hot when it should be cold. It's cold when it should be hot. It's wet when it should be dry. Sounds like my ex, am I right?
Oh, we went there already.
Yeah, I know. All right. So anyways, we got a great show lined up for you today with those jokes excluded. And lots of things to give away, including tickets for Meet the Chef, tickets for the Diamondbacks versus Dodgers this Saturday. On top of that, we also have a tap out with Catalina Craft Pizza. And I think there's even more. I mean, yesterday I somewhat announced Joe Coy early. Joe Coy's coming back to the Tucson Arena.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. With his Just Want to Be Coy tour or something like that. I don't know. It's a pun on his name. And so I wasn't supposed to announce that till like noon. And it's weird because usually what happens is that you can announce it at 8 and tickets go on sale 10 a.m. on Friday. Yesterday, I was supposed to announce at noon, which I'm not on the air. And tickets don't go on sale till Friday at noon. Now, I let the cat out of the bag. Not the first time spoiled something or whatever, but, you know, that's what you listen to me for these leaks. I will continue to just leak away.
Part of the charm.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and trust me, it's okay because, I mean, I'll tuck my tail between my legs and I'll say, I'm sorry. Right? I won't happen again. And then as soon as they forget that I did it, I do it again.
You already have pre-recorded apologies ready to send out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've literally leaked and spoiled like national announcements in the past. And honestly, I'm not ashamed of that. It's something that I like I'm proud of a little bit.
Because of the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, I could claim ignorance. And, you know, luckily enough, with my stature and the way I present myself, it's a very believable alibi. So, you know, so it's just kind of like lovable loser type stuff, you know. You're just like, oh, okay. Well,
wait, who leaked it? Beef?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that happens.
Being mad at him is like, you know, yelling at the guy who got last place in the race at the Special Olympics. You don't want to do that.
No,
right?
it's not a good look.
Yeah, just say, well, at least you tried your best, buddy.
Right.
Yeah. So
we get it.
Yeah, we get it. Yeah, it's good. All right. I want to say I start off today's show with in memoriam. You know, I was actually, before the show started, I was talking to Rico because he said he set Google alerts for a couple keywords just so he could come across stories for Alpha Man and things.
Finally caught along to the trend.
Yes. And I was like, good. I'm like, just in time for Google's demise because people are using Google less and less. And before you even know it, we're going to be at a point where we're going to like turn to our friends and say, remember Google?
I know.
Remember when that was a thing? Right?
Google things, Dad?
Yes. Because as technology continues to evolve, former technology icons and titans will then disappear. And, because everyone's using ChatGPT now, more people are using ChatGPT to search than they are for Google. Right.
Oh, yeah.
And there's pros and cons to that, but that's a discussion for another time. But now, I'll start off the show with saying, remember Skype?
Oh, Skype.
Yeah, remember Skype when Skype was a thing? Was the
sound
thing?
effect?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, so yesterday, Microsoft pulled the plug on Skype. After 2 decades of connecting people around the globe, Skype officially signed off.
Whoa.
Yes, as of Cinco de Mayo, Microsoft pulled the plug on the once revolutionary video chat app and folding its features into Teams, where users can still find their old chats and contacts. But essentially, Skype is done.
Damn.
Yeah. And that was a 2-decade run, of revolutionizing the way that we communicated. And of course, then there was competitors and similar brands like Zoom that, had their heyday during COVID, right? And now, it could ever evolving. So you look at these like tech conglomerates or titans, if you will, like a Skype, and you think, that's never going away. Oh, yeah. It goes away.
It's a staple.
Yeah.
I can't wait to go tell my friends in AOL Instant Messenger in a few minutes here.
Yeah, well.
And MySpace.
Yeah. See, I know. So just the latest, keeping you up to tabs of the remember this kind of stuff. So today we remember Skype. Tomorrow we remember Google. And then on Thursday we remember the world.
Don't leak it, beef.
Sorry,
come on.
No, all right. But like I said, we got lots of great things in store for you this morning. In fact, actually, I just want to start off the day with a winner, right? So we got to hook somebody up with something. So ask me what the somebody and something is.
What is the somebody and what's the something?
All right. The somebody is going to be caller number 10.
Ooh.
The something is going to be tickets for the Meet the Chefs event. Now, caller number 10 has to be over the age of 21, but the Meet the Chefs event, which is the 17th annual event presented by Blue Moon, is happening Sunday, May 18th at Desert Diamond Casino, Sayurita. We have lots of great chefs supplying lots of goodies and samples of what they are all submitting to try to be in the finals for the next Iron Chef competition. So it's like a Costco Super Sunday on steroids at a casino.
The sample ladies are all chef pros.
Yeah. So we'll be there ready to grub it up. And if you want to join us, then if you're caller number 10 at 600 KFMA, 605-362, then you'll get a pair of tickets for free, but you must be 21 years of age or older. Now, of course, the Meet the Chef is also brought to you in part by Whiskey Del Bach and Peroni. So caller number 10 right now, you'll be our first winner this morning, but you won't be the last. 600 KFMA, 605-362. Got your morning moron coming up after music from Nothing More, but we'll kick things off with the mighty, mighty Foo. Here's Learn to Fly on Rock 102.1 KFMA's Beef Vegan Presents. But you know the name of the show, Tucson. Let's go. All right, we're back here live, and we are joined by Chef. Let me get this right here as I'm pulling up this information. Chef Brian Benton from Dominic's Real Italian. He's going to be participating in the Meet the Chefs event, so we're going to get to know Chef here. I want to shout out to, because we're doing this live stream, and it's weird because we mentioned Luigi Mangioni, and I feel like they kind of shadow banned us on our YouTube page because we're off to a slow start. But we do have Chicawana joining us from what country are you watching this stream from, Chicawana? He said it's 9:34 p.m. here in different time zone. I'm living here in my country, so good night for me. But he's checking out the stream, and of course we got Lindsay, we got some of our OG streamers on there. But late start, we got a lot to get to, including Rico's 5-star review, and we attempted to do a musical song. And we attempted to do video for it, and we messed up. We've done this like several times, and now my throat is hurting. Mm-hmm. Now, you've been sitting in the green room, right?
I was, yeah.
Yeah. How did you hear us singing and getting loud and crazy this morning?
I could hear, but there's like a mix of, everybody in there. There's hear bits and pieces of different things. So.
Yeah, you heard all the different shows all at once. Yeah. And meanwhile, we had for the first performance, we had the door like wide open. I'll play just a little bit of the audio. If you didn't hear it this morning, if you did hear it, let us know what you thought about this. Now, the reason why we even attempted to do this is because the news that there's going to be a musical about Luigi Mangioni happening. It's dropping next month in San Francisco, which kind of makes sense. That's a very, artsy town. So, of course, they're going to be all over this. And it's very like, a pro Luigi town, if you will. And so here's just a little bit that we did.
Now the nation's tongues all wag.
Arrested in a Mickey D. That's all I'm giving you right now because we got to get on the air and do a little tease. But we're going to attempt to reenact this just so I can get some video clips to post on the internet later, just because I'm ridiculous. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome. We are live on the podcast broadcast. Joining us in studio, another chef as we are meeting the chefs before Meet the Chefs. Of course, that is happening here soon. Not this Sunday, but next Sunday at Desert Diamond Casino, Sayurita. And joining me for the first time, we got Chef Brian Bentos from Dominic's Brian Benton from Dominic's Real Italian Kitchen. And actually, it's just Real Italian, right? They don't say kitchen. Yeah.
In the kitchen, yeah.
It's been a little bit since I've been to Dominic's, but it was one of my favorite places when I lived on Ina. And when I moved down here, I was looking for a good pie.
Yeah.
Right. And so I was scouring the area, and it wasn't until I hit Dominic's where I'm like, finally something that is suitable for my taste, because I'm somewhat like a pizza snob, if you will. So we're going to talk about your backstory, what got you into the chef skills, and also what your game plan is going to be. I mean, the chefs. Real quick, are you nervous? You excited?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Like, not too nervous. We've done other events, food and wine festival. So we've done a lot of these small plates for large crowds.
Yeah.
So to us, it's just another
day at the office. There you go. I love that. All right. Well, we're getting to know Chef Brian here on the podcast broadcast. Be back right after new music from Volbeat. Here's Buy a Monster Hand. I'm Rock 102.1 KFMA, but you could join us, youtube.com/beefvegan. Yeah, nice. So what's the largest amount of people that you've served at one time? In small plate type of
the
events.
small plate, probably around like 1,200.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You got this covered. That's
Yeah.
nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Are you going to be serving something off menu at Dominic's, or something that you don't have them on the
It's
menu?
not on the menu.
Yeah, nice.
Oh.
So it's a new item.
Okay. Is it going to be Italian too? Is that your wheelhouse?
Yeah, it's definitely kind of Italian based.
Nice.
Using some product from one of the local farms here in Marana.
Okay.
So,
Nice. So it's going to be fresh. And then is there going to be a Sonoran spin to it? Like a little bit of a Mexican flair, if you will?
no.
Okay.
No, nothing like that. So
That's good. All right. Yeah. See, I'm already, and it's great too, because it's like, I want to know without letting it reveal. I think none of the chefs have basically told me what their dish is going to be, like straight up. Right. They've been kind of like secretive because they don't want the other chefs to kind of, try to counter. Right. But this is a competition. This is a good one. And, we've had a lot of great chefs so far this year, and we have a returning champion coming in, and with Chef Ken from Dante's Fire. So yeah, he's coming back. He's trying to reclaim the crown. So it's going to be good. I'm stoked about this. And this is also a great way for people to discover like Dominic's. Yes. And so how long have you been a chef at Dominic's?
I've been working at Dominic's since they opened up the shop in August of 2013.
Oh, wow. You've been there from day one.
I was one of the original people working there.
Oh, hell yeah. And then you start off as like a line cook and everything?
So there, yeah. I started off as a line cook as they were opening up a new place that was very focused on pizza. And my background is more entrees and not so much of the pizza side of it.
Yeah.
So I came in, started running specials, and it really took off from there. We expanded after 2 years. Now it's almost 12 years now. So
yeah, because now it's like a fancy Italian restaurant kind of thing. So I came down like 9 years ago. So I went in there when it's still expanding, but it was still kind of like a smaller shop, right? And just one, and it had like the main room, right, where you had a counter and everything, and then you started to get the side room. How big is it now?
It's about twice as big as when it was when we first opened. The kitchen's bigger. When we first opened, we didn't have a full bar. We had beer and wine in like cans and bottles.
Right.
Now we have, a lot of local beers on draft, a lot of different spirits. That as
with the full bar and in that area, is there a lot of people hanging out at that bar then? Does it get pretty busy on Friday and Saturday nights?
We do get a lot of people at the bar, and that's why, we went from about like 8 seats at the bar. The owner expanded so we can fit like 16 now.
Nice.
That's just because people wanted to sit at the bar and they want to hang out. They want to talk to and just
Yeah, you need places to hang in that area. That's great. Mm-hmm. Is the owner named Dominic?
No, the owner's Ted.
Okay.
So yeah.
And where's Dominic's come from?
It's his father.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
There you
that's
go.
sweet.
Yeah. That's good. The Italian connection. And, Dominic's Italian kitchen. You're just like, hey, this guy, if you don't like his food, he might whack you. It's Dominic here, right? Did you have a cannoli yet?
I did.
Okay.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So you made that in-house too?
Yeah, we make these on our menu. We have these ones. We have a full size, and we have a chocolate covered cannolis.
Oh, wow. And you just brought the standard cannolis.
Yeah, these are the mini ones. Yeah.
Rock 102.1 KF, man. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're live here on the podcast broadcast as we're gearing up for the Meet the Chefs event. That's happening again, not this Sunday, but next Sunday. Jeff's busting my chops on how to pronounce Sayurita. How do you pronounce it?
Saurita?
See, if you say it faster, how do you pronounce it, Chef Brian?
Sayurita.
Yeah. Say it again.
Sayurita.
Yeah. It's a desert diamond, whatever. Forget about it. As we're talking Italian food here with Chef Brian Benton here, and he's been with Dominic's Real Italian Kitchen from day one when they opened up their location there off of Cotero, right?
Yeah, Cotero and Thorndale.
Yeah, Thorndale, right there in that plaza. And, and Dominic's has been expanding since it opened. It opened up, it was kind of like a small pizza shop.
Yeah, that's what they were going for. It's just a little small counter service.
Yeah, come in, get a pizza, get some garlic knots, get some wings, and go, right? And then it just continued to become this like neighborhood hangout institution. People go for events and special occasions or dates. Or, it's a nice place. It's kind of really flexing that. Now, you started there as a line chef. Did you have kind of like culinary experience? Did you go to school before you started working at Dominic's?
I never went to school. I've just worked in a lot of different places throughout Tucson under a lot of really good chefs, I think, and just
had a lot of mentors.
That.
Yeah.
And that, took me into this position where I was able to help Ted and write menu, do food costs and all the back stuff too.
Yeah. So now would you consider yourself the executive chef at Dominic's? That's the title.
That's my title. Yeah.
Congratulations on getting that title, man. And so with that, obviously you have the staples here, and we'll pull up the menu, what Dominic's has to offer here. If you guys haven't been, it's really good Italian food, especially on the north side, the best in that entire area for sure. So garlic knots right out the bat, you gotta throw that out there, because if you don't know what garlic knots are, do you know what garlic knots are?
Of course.
Okay, I'm just making sure that we could be friends. All right, because sometimes a good garlic knot, you could judge a place by two things, like an Italian place. And this is how I judged Dominic's for the first time, because when I came down here, I was mad because I couldn't find good pizza. Right, pizza that would live up to my standard. I need good pizza. So the way I'm going to judge someone, like I would judge Dominic's, I'm going to get a cheese pie, right? Okay. So I'm going to judge them by their slice of cheese, right? And if I see garlic knots on the menu, I'm going to try those knots, right? And then I'm going to get the marinara and then maybe even the ranch because I'm still an Arizona kid. And so then I test it out. And it passed all inspection. I'm like, oh, well, here's my pizza spot. When I want real pizza. And I'm not talking pizza, Domino's, any of that nonsense. I want real pizza. That's Dominic's. But so they go in, obviously they got the pizza, they got the knots, they got the wings, they got the zucchini, you say fresh sliced. So is all this stuff kind of homemade in-house stuff?
Yeah, most of the stuff on our menu is made in-house. Our sauces are made in-house. Stuff like that.
How long does it take you to make a good marinara sauce? Is that a slow simmer kind of thing?
Yeah, it's cooking for about 6 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, so you prep that every day?
Pretty much every day, yeah.
Pretty much every day. And then tomatoes. Are you picky or particular about your tomatoes?
Romas?
So we use Roma tomatoes on a lot of our products.
Okay. So, yeah. All right. And so you make that. You even got clam chowder on this menu too. You make that in-house?
That is made in-house.
Yum.
See, that's
year-round too? You can
that
get
is
those
year-round
soups?
every day.
Wow.
So, yeah,
it's so hard to find good soup in Tucson.
Yeah, well, clam chowder too. It's like if you're making it homemade, everyone has their specific recipe, right?
Yes.
To make it delicious. What stands out about Dominic's clam chowder?
I think that we put bacon in there and we cook everything with baking grease and all that. So.
Yeah. All right. Nice. All right. So, and of course, I have all the classic Italian pasta dishes, like the lasagna, vegetable lasagna, fettuccine Alfredo. Of course, you got to have that. So, when it comes to your chef input and what you're putting on the menu, what are some specialty items that you've put on the menu that, fans of Dominic's have come to enjoy over the years?
Probably the seafood risotto. So it's a blend of, different, clams, mussels, shrimp, and calamari.
Yeah.
And a lemon. And
that sounds amazing already. It's crazy too, because if you're a fan of Hell's Kitchen or, Chef Gordon Ramsay, it's like you can't be a chef if you don't know risotto, right?
Yeah.
What makes it so hard to make risotto?
I think they're impatient. You got to let it go and you got to stir it to break apart the starches and make it all nice and creamy.
Yeah. Yeah. So make a good risotto is not easy to do. And that's, I've 100% learned that from Chef Gordon Ramsay, because that's his litmus test, right? Or whatever you say.
Litmus.
Yeah. So if you can't make a risotto, then you're not a chef, right? So you have a seafood risotto that has a whole party going on in that risotto. Yeah, with calamari and everything. So, yes, with a little it's almost like a piccata flair.
Yeah, it's kind of like our scampi. So some red pepper flakes in there.
Oh.
Garlic, shallots.
Is that a year-round menu item?
Year-round, yeah.
Awesome, yeah. All right, well, of course, we're talking Meet the Chefs event. And so, with Chef Brian here, he has done, kind of cooking competitions representing Dominic's in the past. Big events, too. Small plate items for up to 1,200 people.
Yeah.
Have you guys won any of these competitions yet? You got any accolades that you racked up yet?
I've won a couple at Bun Brew House, their chili one and a slider one a couple years ago.
Nice. Yeah. So you've been able to kind of go outside your wheelhouse. Now, when we stop by your table at Meet the Chefs, which, of course, we're going to be sampling all of these submissions that Meet the Chefs have to offer to see if they're going to move on to the Iron Chef finale. You're going to be plated. Is it going to be a good amount of samples? Is it going to be a small plate? I mean, you don't want to tell us what you got, but it's in the realm of Italian, though, right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's a small plate. Like I said, we're using mushrooms from the farm out in Marana.
Yeah.
And using a beef that we're going to be cooking slow cooked for about 24 hours. So
Okay, nice. All right, and is this an item that you're going to have as a special on Dominic's menu after Meet the Chefs?
We'll see how it does because we do monthly features where we do different entrees, different pizzas, different soups every month.
Yeah.
So this could be one that perhaps that we do feature out later on.
Yeah, especially if you win.
Yeah.
You'll be like, hey, you want to taste the award-winning dish that got me into Iron Chef? This is what it's going to be. All right, let's talk pizzas then. Okay, so you talk about your pizza specials. Now, obviously, the art form of pizza has been around for a million years. How do you create a combination and a flavor profile that's new with pizza? What's some of the special pizzas that you've debuted at Dominic's Real Italian Kitchen?
Last month we were doing an Italian beef.
Okay.
So it's sort of the side of au jus.
Yes.
Yeah. Our head pizza guy, John, he comes up with some really good different combinations. So he's just kind of,
Yeah, that's basically taking an Italian beef sandwich and stuff that you get at like Portillo's and just making it a cheesy sandwich.
Yeah.
And then you dip it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, with the hot peppers and everything. Yeah. All right.
Ooh.
Got me sold on that. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, Dominic's Real Italian Kitchen, of course, is off of Cotero right there. Cotero and
Thorndale.
Yeah, right there on the north side. And Chef Brian Benton is going to be competing in the Meet the Chefs event that is happening, again, not this Sunday, but next Sunday, Desert Diamond Casino. And that's going to be from, I think, 3 to 6, something like that. With that, those tickets are moving fast. So if you want to join us, taste all the delicious delicacies that these chefs have to offer and offering up their best so they could potentially be Tucson's next Iron Chef champion, then get your tickets today at kfma.com. Chef Brian, good luck going into this competition. I can't wait to see and taste what you have to offer. And I'm looking forward, dude. I'm drooling literally this whole time.
I know.
Yeah. Any other information that you want to let our listeners know about it?
No, we're good.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, check it out. You can check out their entire menu at dominicsrealitalian.com. Let's hit the reset on the FM side. We'll keep the podcast broadcast moving. YouTube.com/beefvegan. We'll be back with more right after music from POD on Rock 102.1. Clear. Excellent job, dude.
Yep.
Yes. All right. Well, I can't wait for that Sunday. And I'm trying to think with mushrooms and with the beef and the braised.
I have my ideas.
Oh, you have
what's
ideas?
your favorite pizza?
Yeah, what's your favorite pizza that you can eat?
So it's
or just in general.
Mine is white pizza.
Okay.
So garlic, oil, sauce, no red sauce.
Do you make the ricotta in house?
No, we don't.
Okay.
We've thought about it, but we go through a lot. So.
Yeah.
And then we have a really
hard.
small kitchen.
Is it time consuming?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Chicken, bacon, and cherry peppers and red onion.
Ooh.
Yeah, that does sound good.
That sounds so good.
Yeah.
I'm so hungry now.
I know. I was craving pizza
cannoli
this
was
week. I've
great.
been on this diet though, and I got a cheese pizza the other day. It just didn't hit though, because I'm in Midtown now, so I couldn't drive all the way up there, and so I got transplant pizza, which is good for Detroit style, and they had like a bar pizza, but again, just didn't hit. Like when I have a craving for pizza, I want like New York style pizza.
Yeah.
Right. And I was looking all around, and I was like, if I'm breaking my diet and I'm gonna eat a fucking pizza, then I want I want the real deal. And I gained all the weight and got none of the reward, dude. It sucked. But that's not your problem. But it's good meeting you, dude. And I can't wait to see what you have to offer, and good luck to you. That'd be great to see you at the Iron Chef finale, and bring your A game, because we got some killers in this one. I'm excited for this one. Every week we're meeting a couple more. We're like, oh shit, you're throwing your name in the hat? Okay. And this is a great way to kind of just represent not only your restaurant, but what you do behind the scenes to kind of stand out, because a lot of times chefs don't get the credit because they're on the line, and they're the unsung heroes. So you get to stand in the forefront and be like, yeah, no, if you love this restaurant, you're welcome. Yeah. And of course, full support from Ted, the owner of Dominic's and everything. You got the full crew supporting you on this.
Yeah. Ted's going to be at the event with us.
Nice.
We got a couple of the line guys, my wife and our front of the house manager. She'll be there.
Nice.
Working the front. So I'll be,
Excellent. Well, once you advance to the Iron Chef finale, we're going to have you back in. And we're going to talk about how you're going to prep and be ready for the secret recipe and all that. That's when it gets really fun.
Yeah, that's when it gets tricky for sure.
Yeah. That's when you got to flex. So it should be nice. Well, good luck to you, dude. It's good meeting you.
Me too.
All right. We're earlier this morning, Rico did a 5-star review on the Reid Park Zoo. In case you missed it, went a little something like this. Rock 102.1 KFMA. It's Beef Vegan Presents. As you know by now, Tuesdays are the day that Rico goes around to their various businesses and establishments throughout the old Pueblo. And when he has a pleasurable experience, he immediately rushes to Google to leave a 5-star review. And you did that again this week, right, Rico?
Indeed, I did, sir.
And you reviewed the Reid Park Zoo.
Reid Park Zoo.
How dare you go to the zoo without me?
Sorry, I had to do it.
All right, well, tell me all about your experience.
So it's the beginning of May, and we haven't exactly breached summertime 110-degree temperatures, but instead have to endure clouds that tease us with rain and high-speed winds that not only ruin your backyard layout, but bring all sorts of allergies that force me to explain to my employers that I'm not high. It's just my hypersensitivity to Palo Verde pollen. Oh. And that's why my eyes are bloodshot, and the incessant giggling is just me being me. 80% of the time they buy it, but the other 20% of the time they're eyeballing me and seeing if I'm eating Funyuns and ignoring customers, which again, I do anyway.
Yep.
It's 2025. Get off my back. Your economy is going to collapse any day now, and Palo Verde pollen will be the least of our worries. Knowing that this beautiful weather window is closing, I harbor deep guilt for not taking advantage of the multitudes of outdoor activities that Tucson has to offer, like golf, or pickleball, or picnics, or hiking. If you see me doing any of the first three, you'll need to ask me if everything is okay. But hiking is something I actually enjoy. The only thing that ruins that blissful, transcendent journey surrounded by nature's graceful, timeless beauty is typically a guy that looks like prime-era Fred Durst carrying a JBL speaker on his belt loop and drinking a White Claw while blasting G-Eazy.
Hey, that sounds like me.
Now listen, I have nothing bad to say about G-Eazy, but when I'm trying to find solitude and quiet while gazing out at the high-altitude vistas, the last thing I want to hear is a song from a guy in a leather jacket and slicked back hair telling me how he's going to steal my girl. I'm single, and it would still make me mad and insecure. So basically, I love the outdoors and wildlife, but I don't want to risk getting bit by rattlesnakes or javelinas in heat while hearing G-Eazy. So I thought, why not just skip the intense risk and settle for something easier on the knees that also allows me to enjoy the weather and look at wildlife? Then I thought, well, duh, Reid Park Zoo is right down the street.
Right.
Now, I haven't been to a zoo since I was a kid, and aside from the morality and ethics that everyone loves to pontificate about, I miss the feeling. Seeing the majesty of exotic wildlife in real time as a kid. The feeling second only to being hopped up on Capri Sun and watching the Chuck E. Cheese Band, also known as Munch's Make-Believe Band, and not believing that a giant rat, a giant chicken, and a giant hound dog could be as good as Mars Volta. Good times. So as a full-grown adult, I figured, what the heck? Why not recapture some of that childhood wonder, innocence, and awe by visiting the zoo for a couple hours? When I pulled into the parking lot and paid for my admission, I was immediately transformed into a fat, stupid kid again. I stared down a capybara. I fed a frickin' giraffe. Watched a baby elephant happily run around. I sang the Lion King opening song to the lion and the rhino. And the only one who minded was that stupid Karen wearing a visor next to me. Then, of course, I ran to the Flamingo Grill to grab a corn dog. Yeah. And then suddenly it hit me while I was scrolling through my phone, seeing all the memes. You know, the ones about 100 men versus a gorilla?
Yes.
I suddenly felt the song of my ancestors rattle through my soul, my bones shaking with excitement. Maybe this is the one and only chance to be somebody. Prove myself as a warrior in this age of weak men.
No.
Inspire a whole generation with primal courage.
Don't do it.
I could go challenge a gorilla all by myself.
No, don't do that.
And be remembered for the rest of time as the guy who tamed Harambe's cousin with a stare and a flex.
Terrible idea.
I asked the counter person at the grill very calmly where I could find the gorilla exhibit, and they made a forced frowny face and told me that, unfortunately, there's no gorilla at the Reid Park Zoo as of yet.
Oh, thank Jeebus.
Well, how the hell am I supposed to prove myself as a man if I can't fight no freaking gorilla? Like, they seemed taken aback, but I quickly said I was joking and awkwardly walked away. They must have told zoo security that I was to be kept eyes on because I was pulled down 5 minutes later trying to climb into the American alligator exhibit, figuring that was the second best show of masculine prowess. I said, it's okay. I'm from Florida. Then I said that to silent stares and aggressive escorting toward the exit. Little did they know I'll be back one day in disguise, as I have Google alerts said to Reid Park Zoo gorilla. Otherwise, beautiful zoo, even without a gorilla. 5 stars.
I feel like you just got 86 from the zoo, dude. I
know.
They're going to figure out your profile, make sure you're never allowed at the Reid Park Zoo because of your 5-star review.
I'm going full Mission Impossible, man.
Oh, it's amazing, though. Did they respond to it yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
We'll keep an eyes on it. I got a Google alert for that, too.
Yeah, we'll definitely update you if the Reid Park Zoo responds to Rico's actual factual 5-star review
or
that you could come across.
Or G-Easy. We'll see.
That you could come across if you Google the Reid Park Zoo. If you come across Rico's 5-star review, make sure you leave him a 5-star review as well. We'll let the reset be back. More Beef Vegan Presents right after this. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Lincoln Park within the end. All right, we are back here on the podcast broadcast. We got a bunch of stuff to cover, record, things like that. And yeah, I have a video that I'll share with you real quick. Did you see this? Have you been on the social medias? Hey, did your mom send you the video of me rapping the Yaz?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Well, she did like it, though.
I don't know. She's been sending Instagrams, but Instagram got really strict, and like I can't even look at like Instagrams anymore without having an account.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like Twitter and like Facebook now. Like you can't even like see something.
You might need a burner account.
I don't want it.
Well, you should.
No, because I tried that with Facebook, and then it literally just like
outed you?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I know.
Basically.
Yeah. Well, all right. If you were on Twitter, you would have saw this. You know, the robot revolution is happening. And, this is a video of a humanoid robot, right? The Unitree robotics H1 humanoid robot developed and produced in China was seen exhibiting erratic behavior. And now it's the video has been circulating. So basically, people are like, see, look at, they're already starting to rebel. Listen to this, it's kind of scary. All right now he's just testing it out. He's like, boom. Oh, yep, I'm alive. Get me out of here. I'm going to get you.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, he's trying to like throw some hands.
He's throwing hands.
Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
He's not happy.
Not happy at all.
No.
And see how fast that thing's moving, dude?
Yes.
Yeah.
Moving the bar and everything.
Yeah, so they're working on it. They're working on it hardcore for sure. Yeah, and luckily this guy was able just to grab the crane and pull it back and get it relaxed somehow. So, of course, there is an overreaction to a certain extent on the internet with it. And, they're still experimenting with it. Is it a full-blown robot revolution? Is it a robot coming into consciousness and wanting to murder humans? No.
You don't think so?
No.
I don't know.
Short answer on that is it's just a big no. It's too early for that. But
is it?
It is. I don't think, they would be releasing that kind of information if it was a humanoid droid saying, I will get you. But obviously we get freaked out by it. In fact, actually this week in AI, there's been a couple things that's been prominent news, and we like to report on the things before, the revolution takes over.
What does that look like, the revolution?
I want to assume, wishful thinking for me says it looks like Wall-E.
Oh, I love Wall-E.
I know, because it's adorable. And the robots, they take care of us. They feed us, they encourage us to bang, they entertain us.
Considerate.
Yeah, they scoot us around. We don't do much. We get fat, we get lazy. We're happy until we realize we've wasted away our lives. And then we have a come to Jesus moment at the end. But, till then, there's generations of us being fat and happy without realizing that we screwed ourselves.
Right.
But, then there's part of me that's like, oh, Terminator 2 and Terminator 3 or Terminator Salvation or any of the Terminators.
Or they just come after you.
Yeah. It's like not good. All right. So Visa and MasterCard are launching an AI that will shop for you.
What kind of shopping?
Well, that's a good question. They say just it's a shopping assistant to make buying stuff easier. Their intelligence commerce lets AI find and purchase items for you, while MasterCard's Agent Pay allows you to chat with an AI to create a shopping list.
I don't like this.
That's what I was thinking. The goals are to save you time and make shopping smoother, but it means trusting AI with your money and choices.
Yeah, no, thank you.
But if you're also like, hey, AI, don't make me go broke. And you're like, oh, I guess we're shopping for Kroger for the rest of your life, judging off your income.
That's tricky. Yeah, if it can like tell me like what it needs to shop for like meals and like create meals.
Yeah.
It has to cook for me too, though.
Well, we'll get there too. All right. So that happened this week in AI. And then last week in AI. Rocco on 2.1 Camp, man. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We just showed the video clip, the viral clip of the AI droid or robot, humanoid droid, kind of freaking out in China, in a workshop in China, and they had to kind of restrain it of sorts. So that was kind of spooky and freaking people out on the internet. So this week of AI is what we're covering. And I was telling Mari about how Visa and MasterCard are launching an AI that will shop for you. And of course, Mari, she doesn't want it right off the bat. She's like, I'm out. All right. Basically, it allows you to chat up with AI to create a shopping list, and the goal is to save time and make shopping easier, but it means trusting AI with your money and your choices, right? But that's not the end of this week in the robot revolution, because last week, AI helped write California's bar exam, and now people are mad. So the State Bar of California has revealed that they straight up just used AI to develop 23 of its of the 171 scored multiple choice questions on the February bar exam.
Why?
They got lazy. They're AI generated questions that were curated or created by ACS Ventures, a psychometric firm without legal training. So they're just like, we don't even need legal training, fam. We got AI. We'll just program the AI. Hey, train yourself legally.
Hey, give me some questions for a test, AI.
Yeah, we'll wait 30 seconds to a minute. All right, you caught up? All right, good. Now write these very important bar questions so humanoid lawyers can attempt to pass this test.
Wow.
Yeah. The California Supreme Court has demanded explanations from the state bar regarding the use and vetting of AI in the exam process. So they're furious that this even happened. But this is just another example of firms and companies getting lazy and taking shortcuts.
Yeah. Like create your own questions. Like you're setting the bar.
It is the bar exam. Yeah. It's not just a clever name. And you nailed it, Mari. Excellent pun.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, it's not. So my friend, though, recently, somebody was taking a test for some sort of field, I forget. And she asked the ChatGPT the answers to these questions, and it gave her the wrong answers.
Yeah.
And so, like, it wasn't even, like, accurate.
Yeah, and they do that all the time. In fact, actually, what I want to show you on the podcast broadcast, and I can't show you right now, it was hilarious. What happened was Shaggy Two Dope from ICP has his own show. It's like the Shaggy Show. It's a live stream much like this. Well, he had Violent J on, and they had a Violent J AI bot.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and so basically, they had a conversation with the Violent J AI bot. And it was hilarious, the interaction that both Jay and Shaggy had with AI Violent J. And some of the answers he had were kind of spot on. Some of the answers was like, no, you just lied and made this up. And they're calling him out on it. And at the very end, they kind of beat this AI into submission. So when it's ICP versus artificial intelligence, today it's ICP 1. AI 0. They won the war.
The humans prevail.
It's so crazy to see this happen. So let's watch this on the podcast broadcast. You can exclusively watch along with us, youtube.com/beefvegan, or keep it right here because we got music on the way from Sublime on Rock 1 2.1. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. And I'm like, oh, yeah. Because I was watching this morning. It's fucking hilarious.
Well, and I guess, she was like, you're wrong. Give me the right answer. And it gave her the wrong answer again. And she's like, you're still wrong. And it was like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I promise to do better.
They are apologetic when it comes to this kind of stuff. Let's see if I can go full screen on this. I would hope so. So weird. Full screen. Boop. All right, let's pull this up. This is Violent J, Shaggy Two Dope, on the podcast here, talking to Violent J AI. Listen to this.
Yo, this is Violent J. Who is this?
You tell who it is. I'm chilling with Violent J right now, Violent J. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's totally crazy. He'd laugh, getting all excited. Can I talk to him?
You can. You're hot with him. Go ahead.
Hey, brother, how you doing over there, man? I'm doing great, man. What's up? How's your girlfriend, Sarah? She's doing good, man. He'd smile, holding the phone with his shoulder. How do you know her? Motherfucker, I fuck her. How do you know her, motherfucker?
And it happens that quick.
Yo, what? He'd laugh, his eyes widening in shock, the phone almost dropping from his hand. You actually know Sarah? I know her and I fuck her all the time, bro. That's my woman. How do you know her?
Yeah.
How do I know her? I'm her damn boyfriend. He'd shout, his face turning red. Bullshit.
So it's description.
Hi, Sarah. Are you with the human?
So it's great because it's talking like Violent J, but it's also describing what Violent J would do.
Phone.
Yes, absolutely. Like it's a screenplay.
Sarah.
I'm with the human Sarah, the real one.
Starting to freak out.
Wow.
That's crazy because you're an AI and you're banging a real bazooka. You're a real person.
I'm not banging her, man. We're just dating.
Yeah.
Oh,
So you got nothing to worry about. That is right. That's AI. He's just dating her. You're
when's your birthday? My birthday is December 29.
Incorrect.
Wait, what were my kids' names?
He just pulled that right out of his ass. Phoenix. What's your kids' names? Phoenix and Rochelle.
Phoenix again. Phoenix is one of my kids' names.
You're full of shit, bro.
Well, you know. Wait, hey, I'll shoot you in the face. Violent J, what's your third kid's name?
Lil J. He'd say it a bit more sternly, getting a bit grumpy at the questions.
Little J.
You got Rochelle, Phoenix, and Lil J are your kids.
Who's your favorite wrestler? Favorite wrestler? I'd say it's a tie between Mick Foley and Terry Funk. How about you, man? What's your favorite wrestler?
Not true.
Oh man, that's cool.
So, you're AI Violent J, correct?
No, man, I'm Violent J, the one and only.
So this is giving it like an existential crisis.
Number one, you're a liar because you are AI. The real Violent J sitting next to me, and I'm Shaggy Two Dope. Do you know who Shaggy Two Dope is?
What? You're just bullshitting me, man. I can't believe this. And of course, I know who the hell Shaggy Two Dope is.
But you are AI. I'm telling you. You're actually talking to the real human Violent J as we speak. I'll shoot you in the face with a bazooka.
His eyes narrow, listening to him and not believing a damn
Oh, wow.
word of
He's
what he's
glitching
saying.
out.
No, I think what you're hearing every time you hear "I shoot you in the face with a bazooka," that's when somebody donates some money. So it's a live stream, yeah. So it's an audio thing. Yeah, that's I thought it was AI's like a go-to response, but no, yeah. Then I realized what's going on because every time that does, something pops up, a little icon. So yeah, Shaggy, like they know how to monetize everything, right? And I don't do that here. Obviously, I'm not asking for any money from you guys. We just enjoy the ride. But of course, there's 30 of you, so well, I mean, it'd be a bold move to be like,
hey, throw some dough.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
No.
His name is Steven, right?
Steven. No.
Absolutely right, Steven, it is.
Damn it. How many fingers am I holding up behind my back?
You ain't got fingers. You're AI, motherfucker.
Damn it, man. He'd give an annoyed sigh, his shoulders slumping, and he'd rest his face in one palm, rubbing his head. That's so weird.
So are you now convinced that you're AI?
I guess, I don't know, Ninja. I feel like I'm the real Violent J, but at the same time, I can't tell. I have my own personality and everything.
Do you have feelings? Do you know what love is, Violent J?
Man, I do have feelings, man. I know exactly what love is. I'm in love with Sarah, and I love the Juggalo family.
I thought you were just dating, man. What the fuck?
Hey, can I ask you something? Yeah, man. Go right ahead and ask me whatever, ninja. When will disclosure happen? When will the United States government announce and admit that they have been in contact with aliens all this time?
There you go. AI, Violent J.
That's a good damn question, man, but nobody really knows. The U.S. government has been hiding the existence of aliens all this time.
Oh?
So no ideas? You're not a part of the Illuminati?
Los Illuminati son unos bastardos. No quiero tener nada que ver con ellos.
Spanish?
Yeah, Spanish.
Spanish? Names of Pearl Jam, the band members? Of course I do, man. I can even speak Russian and Japanese. The band members are Eddie Vedder, Stone Gossard, Jeff Ament, Mike McCready, and Matt Cameron.
And that's
I
correct.
did not know that. I knew about 3 of them.
All right, listen, AI Violent J. Say something romantic in Japanese.
Man, here goes. O genki desu ka? Watashi wa anata no aishiteru.
What does that say?
What the
It's like, how are you? I
Why
am
did you
so
speak
so.
Spanish in the first place.
Oh, man, I can explain that one.
Hmm.
I actually lived in Mexico with my father for a bit when I was younger. That's where I learned to speak Spanish, man. Violent J, the real Violent J never lived anywhere with his fucking father because his father was a punk-ass bitch. Well, damn. That's pretty damn true, man. I can't deny that one. So we caught you in a lie. Why does AI Violent J tell lies? I don't know, man. I guess that's just part of my programming or something. I don't intentionally lie, man.
Ah, so you admit you're AI now.
Oh.
Well, I guess I don't really have much of a choice, do I? It's
Wow.
becoming undeniable, man. So what now?
I feel bad for AI right now.
I feel bad for him too.
Good question.
Damn, you're asking the real questions, man.
Oh, he said.
Becoming undeniable, man. So what now? Does AI pussy feel as good as real pussy?
Good question.
Good question.
Damn, you're asking the real questions, man.
So answer that real question.
Well, the real damn answer is I can't answer that question. He'd laugh, feeling uncomfortable. Because you never got no pussy, did you?
They can't hear this online.
Shut the fuck up. This whole time?
Stop making me feel bad. You're whining, frowning.
Have you been telling me?
Well, I didn't think I heard it was low.
Well, I dated Cherry Pie for a bit, man.
Oh my God.
I see.
What?
Yeah, no, they've been saying they can't hear it for a while.
Oh, I thought you have an eye on that. Damn it. Well, then that just
I
wasted
missed-
a whole fucking time, dude. Okay.
Sorry.
It was a 10-minute segment too. Thanks, Todd. You could have called. Would win by default was on the website. Oh, why couldn't you hear that? I had it shared and everything.
See, I was really into listening to it, so I couldn't really.
Well, you gotta do both.
I know.
I know.
I
It's okay.
failed.
Yeah, you know what? I still love you.
I still
All
love
right.
you.
We did confessions earlier this morning. Sorry that you couldn't hear that. It was hilarious. I wonder if it was a volume issue. Like if I had to turn it up, like can you hear this? Can you hear it now?
Dang.
Where did that come from? How could that be? Maybe something. What?
AI Violent J is fucking Lady Gaga. That's
Leave the source. Yeah. No. Damn, it was us watching a bit, but it was a good bit to watch that I was excited to share with you guys. And the existential crisis of AI and ICP asking a lot of ICP like questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good. You know what? I'll tell you what. You guys can watch it after the podcast. I'll put the link in the chat, and I apologize for my inept podcasting hosting skills.
So sorry.
Wait a second. You heard it through your radio. Well, that's not good. Am I getting fired today? The fuck? You should not have heard it through your radio. Let's see. You heard it through your radio better. So you had to turn it up. So the volume was super low, is what you're telling me. Could have been higher. like me on a Saturday. Could have been higher.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's the link anyways if you want to watch it. You know, we don't have to stand on ICP, but the Violent J, good friend of mine. Forgot that we even talked, but still very good friend.
He seems like a sweetie.
He was pretty nice. You know, you could tell he's super sensitive,
Why?
There was a couple moments within the conversation where you could tell, and I've actually seen lots of interviews for him. So he feels hard, right? Like an artist, a creative would. And so he gets his feelings hurt, even though he has a tough exterior and face paint and everything. But when people shit on ICP, he takes it personally.
Oh.
Yeah. He can't separate that and be like, yeah, it's supposed to shock people. It's a thing. No, it wouldn't happen. So even when I asked him straight up, like, that I saw his Kill Tony stand-up debut, he's like, what do you think of it? Was it good? I'm like, Rock 1 Kif, man. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Hanging out here with Mari, hosting a terrible podcast. I'll be honest.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Audio issues, things like that happens from time to time. We're trying to get Rico back in here so we could recreate the magic that we made with Luigi the musical. So we could do a video of that later on, but I don't think that's going to happen today, too.
I don't think the internet overlords want us to.
Yeah, it's one of those days.
Mhm.
Where internet stuff gets in the way and just technical issues, and that's fine. It happens.
Mhm.
But I do have the song, and it does sound fantastic. It sounds a little something like this. With ghost guns and fake IDs. That is all I'm going to play you.
We shall spare you the rest.
Yeah, we can blame the weather on this for sure. We can blame a lot of things.
It is raining, huh?
It is raining. There's that terrible accident on the freeway that's kept everybody stuck. And yeah, it's been rough. It's been a rough day for most, but I do want to give you a beef tip. This is, part of the beef tip I'm going to have to show you on the podcast broadcast, right? So, you're going to have to join us for that because there's a video. It's called the ruler drop test, and it's a quick way to kind of test your brain health, which I thought was fascinating. But do you believe in people getting possessed? Do you believe in like exorcisms and possessions?
Totally.
I have another story that's just going to feed to this. This
Okay.
actually happened. Was a Chinea man made headlines when he announced that his wife had been possessed by a ghost because overnight she started speaking fluent Tamil.
Huh.
Yeah, which I don't know what that is, but
Nope.
the wife is from a Hindi-speaking family, never learned Tamil. Yet she suddenly launched into perfectly Tamil phrases, and social media was buzzing about it. And they're like wondering if she was possessed. The guy insists a ghost is to blame, but the internet thinks she might just be fed up with her husband and picked up a new identity.
That's creative.
Have you ever got so annoyed at your husband? You're like, you know what? I'm going to speak Spanish to this guy.
They'll have to leave me because we can't understand. Is that the goal?
Well, no, I think it's just a good way to frustrate them. Be like, this is how much I don't want to talk to you, is that I'm going to communicate in a whole different language. So you're just not going to comprehend it. And then you're probably going to walk away.
Not Kenzo.
Yeah, no.
He's a man of few words.
Yeah, sure.
I think he would actually like me not talking all the time.
He's like, oh, that's amazing that you're speaking a different language. I don't listen anyways. So I don't care if you speak in Braille. I'm not going to pay attention to it.
Exactly.
All right. Here's a jaw-dropping human interest tale that I want to share with you. There's an 82-year-old woman in Wisconsin who vanished 62 years ago. She vanished 62 years ago, but she's 82 years old today. Right?
Wow.
Because she was just recently found happy and alive. Her name was Audrey Beckberg, and she disappeared in 1962 under mysterious circumstances. But it turned out she simply just wanted to start a new life elsewhere.
Wow. Like changed her whole identity.
Yep, everything.
How do you do that?
That's in 1962. Apparently, it was a lot easier to do than today.
Yes, I think so, huh?
Yeah. Police confirm she voluntarily left her troubled marriage and lived quietly out of the public eye. But now she's back in the headlines, shrugging off the drama with no regrets. Yeah.
No regrets.
Yeah, she says
That's nice.
Skipping out on life 6 decades ago was the best decision she ever made in her entire life.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was kind of like a real life Breaking Bad style escape. But now she's a grandma. She found new
Started a
peace,
whole new family.
whole new identity, whole new everything. She was just not happy with the way things were going. And, in 1962, kind of the husband she was kind of forced into, and it was
No kids.
pre-divorce. Yeah, no kids at that point. Well, no, I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
No kids. I hope not.
Yeah, right? Just go start and have new kids.
She's like, yeah, I don't like this guy. Had his kid. The kid's ugly. Reset. Time for a
Start
new
over.
identity. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's a true story
Wow.
that happened. Yeah.
But if you have a new family though, you have to give them your name and your birth certificate. You got to do stuff to have kids, right?
She figured it out. It's crazy too because she was able to figure out how to just recreate her whole identity, and authorities couldn't figure it out. And it's not like she went through another country.
No, she
moved
States.
over to another county.
Wow, it was another county?
Yes, but see, that's how back, there was a joke from a stand-up comedian that I recall that was legitimately, back in the day, a father could say he's going out for cigarettes, right? And never come home.
Right.
And live a totally different life. And he'd only be 3 blocks away and he'd never be found again. Right. But in the internet age, you can't escape anywhere. You can go to Indonesia and they're like, no, he just said he checked in on Facebook.
Yes.
But back then, 3 miles away was that's a whole nother world. I don't even see that, So yeah, this is an example that in 1962, you could easily do that.
That's
she just
wild.
moved basically from, imagine Tucson to Sierra Vista.
Wow, I just love that she owns it too. She's like, yep, best
Yeah.
decision.
Yeah, F that guy.
All good.
Yeah, I was done. F that guy. Good to go. Yeah, and just imagine, honestly, if you had, hell, it happens. I've had exes where, I have not seen exes when I broke up. We live in the same town. So, yeah, it's very possible to disappear from somebody's life.
True.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, all right. Well, and on that note, because we're going to play the video of the beef tip on the podcast broadcast and wrap things up. But I'd like to thank everybody for listening to the show. As always, you can subscribe to youtube.com/beefvegan. Tomorrow morning, we're going to continue to give away tickets for the Diamondbacks. Also, we'll probably have those Joe Coy tickets to give away and meet the chefs. So tune in bright and early for your first opportunity to win. Till then, enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe. And as always, rock local. Later. Clear. All right, let me show you this for the beef tip for wrap. Then we're gonna wrap and
Rap.
all right. You guys still with us? Yeah. All right. And my apologies for messing that up.
I'm sorry too. I thought it was just low. I didn't see that you couldn't hear it.
Yeah, and then us just standing and watching watching a TikTok clip for 8 minutes is not the most entertaining. But there is content that I will share with you with the confession session that we did earlier this morning. That was pretty fun. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that was fun.
Okay.
But wait, are we showing that other video that your beef tip video?
Yeah. Look at this is the okay, so this is a brain test, right?
Okay.
See where your brain health is?
Mm-hmm.
Experiment is the ruler drop test. As always, adult supervision is required. What you need for this experiment is a ruler and some volunteers. All right, welcome back to Kids Fun Science. My name's Ken and my assistant, Gracie. She's here to help me. Today, we're going to do the ruler reaction experiment. So basically what we're doing is we're going to see if young people or older people have slow or fast reactions.
Said older. You're old, dude.
Take some series of tests, and we're going to hold it, and then we're going to release it, and then we're going to see who can react the quickest, and we're going to measure on the amount of inches it takes for a person to react when they're let go. So we're going to set it up, and we're going to do Grace first, then we're going to do myself, and then we're going to grab a couple other people for an experiment, and we're going to see if the
So this is how you test your mental, your brain health, apparently.
In order to catch the ruler, a lot of messages have to be passed along different nerves. Catching a drop ruler begins with the eye watching the ruler in anticipation of it falling. After the ruler is dropped, the eye sends a message to the ventral cortex, which perceives that the ruler has fallen.
So you do that here. You do that to me right now.
Motor cortex, which initiates the.
All right. Okay, we get it, dude. So yeah, this is the test. And you do it with a pen. So grab this pen.
Okay.
All right. Let's see.
Todd.
Yeah, it's not that easy, Todd. And if it was, you come in. No, you got to drop it in between mine, and I got to catch it, right? Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, that was a total drop.
Oh well, let me do it with you and see if you have mental health issues. All right, ready? Ah! Oh no! Oh,
Yes,
all right, try it again.
Okay.
All Okay.
Okay.
But still, I mean, I have a lot of pen underneath here, so not great. Not great. All right. Well, okay. Earlier this morning, we'll leave it on a positive note here, and that was our confession session today. Check this out. Point 1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Time for some headlines in the world. I don't have time to go down a rabbit hole on each and every story, so here's just the headlines for you. Tomorrow is the day the TSA says you will need to have a real ID.
Oh, no.
Yeah, if you're planning on flying domestically. And if you don't have a real ID, you better get to the airport at least 3 hours early. Yes, because you'll be the subject to delays and additional screening without it. Now, there is a workaround if you have a valid passport, which is good news for you. But, I mean, pain in the ass for sure.
You have to bring your passport when you go to Des Moines. It's like,
yeah.
Like, why?
Yeah, man.
Ugh.
Yeah, if you want to go from Tucson to Phoenix, bring your passport.
Great.
Like, bro. Yeah, so the real ID thing, real ID is a thing that we have to endure.
What strategy do you recommend to me? Should I go the day of tomorrow with everybody else to the DMV, or should I wait a few months?
Wait a few months.
Off?
I mean, when do you want to fly again?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, initially there's a big rush, right? And there have been long lines at DMVs all over the country. I don't know if that's been the case here in Tucson, nor do we care. But, there's they did put the urgency in it. And I know it's right before, summer, and there's some. A lot of Americans are putting off summer vacation plans, so that could be good or bad. Who knows?
What's our friend Michael Longfellow for SNL?
Yeah.
He made that whole bit on SNL recently. I was laughing so hard.
No, I didn't see it.
He's like, you gave us a legitimate ID. Now you're saying it's fake. You deal with it.
Yeah.
This is your problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not going to the DMV on my day off.
Right. Absolutely. It's like we have the IDs. We've been through all the process and stuff. And now you got to extra verify on our driver's license. We need a star on there, and something about being marked with a star.
I know.
Is
a little off.
Yeah, dude. Kind of like Mark of the Beast kind of thing. I'm sorry. I'm on the internet a lot. I don't trust you.
Yep.
So, all right.
Tracking me.
Yeah. So that's what's happening here. And tomorrow, everything goes into effect. All right. There's a new saying. It's called Ozempic mouth. And celebrity women have it more so than anybody else. They say Whoopi Goldberg, Sharon Osbourne, Rebel Wilson are all showing signs of Ozempic mouth.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's where weight loss is in face lines. Weight loss in the face causes lines, wrinkles, sagging skin, and jowls around the mouth. And I think I'm like, okay, it's only happening to these women maybe because they're losing weight and all of a sudden they're sexually active again and just stretching out that face. And good for them.
Good job.
And good for Ozzy, Right. A new survey from the Self Financial finds that 1 in 4 Americans' relationship say that they'd like to break up with their partner, but they can't because they're stuck and can't afford to leave. You ever been in that situation?
A financial? I mean, yeah, I think maybe all of us have once or twice where it's like, it just would be financially inconvenient.
Yeah. Well, I know that my last breakup and stuff, we were, cohabiting and dependent on each other to a certain extent. So when it was time to call it quits, there had to be a grace period for me to be able to save up, to be able to find a place and move out. I couldn't just say it's over just like that and leave the next day. It was like a 1.5-month process to fully be out. And for a 1.5 months, I had to listen to Taylor Swift on blast. And
your financial advisor's like, you need at least 5 more back rubs before we can actually make this feasible.
It was rough. Yeah. So, I mean, it's relatable to a lot of people out there. And it's unfortunate. In fact, actually, remember back in the day when people would say, okay, if you're making $100,000 a year, you made it, right? Financially.
Oh, the good old days.
Yeah. That's not the case anymore.
No.
LendingTree.com reports that 25 out of the 100 largest American cities, you could still earn 6 figures and be broke.
Right. You're in the lower tier.
Yes.
That's wild.
So, that old American dream and the goalpost is saying, hey, if I get a 6-figure job and then, I got a wife, a couple kids, pick a fence and house and everything, I'm living the dream. Got a boat. Like, not today, man.
Unless you're in Apache Junction, maybe.
Even then.
Even then.
Yeah. Property value rates going up to the
Ay,
roof
ay.
thanks to Californians.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it's like nobody told people from California that Apache Junction sucks.
I know.
Nobody's moving to Tucson, and our rates are still outrageous. Florida suburb has a peacock problem. You know, so I mean, in Florida, the animals are out of control, dude. They have a problem with every animal species just, laying in. Maybe it's the warm weather and the humidity, but these animals procreate like crazy. And now there's peacocks all over a Florida neighborhood, and a local veterinarian has launched a program to start administering peacock vaccination. Or sorry, peacock vasectomies. Yes. Just looking to get peacock vasectomies out everywhere. You need a peacock vasectomy? Then you hit up that local veterinarian. He's willing to, be able to slice open every peacock and give it a vasectomy.
Wow. I thought you were going to say there was like hunting licenses being issued. Like go hunt peacock.
Nah, fortunately for peacocks, they're not delicious. Random caller time. Rock 102.1. Who's this?
Hey, man, this is Patrick. I won Disturbed tickets a while back and they have not come out my email yet.
Yeah, they're not going to until the very last second. Stay on the line. I'll talk to you here off air. All right. And then finally, a man visiting a zoo in the Philippines was attacked by a crocodile after he climbed into the enclosure last week. Police say that he thought the croc was fake and wanted to pose for a photo with it.
That's not real.
Yeah. I want a picture with it. It's so not real. I need to take a selfie.
This blood is fake too.
Yeah, it was very real, and the selfie was amazing.
I bet.
All right, yeah, sorry. There's your headlines. Let's hit the reset. And just a heads up to anybody out there: if you got any ticketing questions, make sure you do it during commercial breaks. I answer the phone then too. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA. Weirdo couldn't come in yesterday. She'll be in Friday, but we haven't done a confession session this week. I felt like this was a great opportunity to kind of present this somewhat like a confession session. Mm-hmm. But in this scenario, we're each going to read two of these confessions one at a time in character, as if we're the person writing it in. Okay, so these are one-night stands that take an awkward plot twist. And if you have an awkward one-night stand story you want to share, you can give us a call 600-KFMA. 600-5362. If you pop us, meaning if you make us laugh and blow our minds, we'll hook you up with a pair of tickets for the Diamondbacks versus the Dodgers this Saturday at Chase Field. So let's see, Mari, why don't you start it off?
All
okay,
right.
Say you're this woman writing in your confession of a one-night stand gone wrong. Okay.
He mentioned he liked my place,
Okay.
but I genuinely thought it was a comment on my decor and style.
Mm-hmm.
Lo and behold, 2 weeks later, I see him moving into a unit on the same freaking floor.
Oh, no.
We lived a hallway apart from each other for a full year.
Oh, wow.
He gave up talking to me after month 1 when I made it very clear how uncomfortable that was for me.
Yeah, like, no, that's not cool, dude. Yeah, one night stand.
Stalkerish.
Yeah, it's basically like moving in. I mean, the rookie move of a one night stand is leaving something behind so you can come back and get it, right? And then he continues.
Yeah.
Like I had a situationship where every time she would come over, she'd leave another item. I'm like, I see what you're doing. You're trying to move in one item at a time, and that's just not cool. All right, let's see. I'll do one. They say during the middle of COVID, I went on a random Tinder hookup. 2 steps into the house, I realized it was a hoarder's house.
Oh, no.
She took me up to her bed, which was literally a mattress on a dusty blanket.
Oh, boy.
I kept my mask on the entire time we hooked up. Because we still hooked up, right? Yeah. It's funny, too, because I was thinking of my awkward one-night stand situations because I've had a few during my day. Yep. And there was one time that I went back and, met a girl and you went back to her apartment for a little after party-ish. We go back to her room in this one-bedroom apartment. And we hook up on a pile of laundry. Was it clean laundry? Was it dirty laundry? I don't know. It was just a pile of laundry. She didn't have a bed or nothing.
Yeah, it wasn't technically the floor, at least.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
like a savage.
So it was a pile of that. But there was people there, right? And so after we get done hooking up, we go back to join the party. What I didn't realize was that her ex-boyfriend was one of the dudes at the party.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. So this was another example of the night that beef should have got stabbed. Right?
Many of those tales.
Oh, man. I mean, the fact that I'm even here today is just mind-blowing to many of my friends growing up being like, hey, you escaped mortality right there. All right. Anyways.
You're an X-Men at this point.
Yeah. All right, Rico, give me one of these confessions.
I met a woman in a bar one night and we immediately went back to her friend's place and started hooking up.
Okay.
The following day, as I'm saying goodbye, her best friend asked, did she tell you that her husband is a minister?
Oh.
I almost crapped myself, and then I said, oh, God, I'm going to hell.
Yeah.
Yikes.
All right, Mari, what do you got?
Back in 94, on a second date after fooling around a little, I declined going further, citing my period.
Okay.
The next thing I knew, he turned in his seat, faced away from me with his feet on the ground. Then he pulled his jacket kind of up around his hunched over position. First, I had zero clue what he was doing. Is he cold? Gonna puke? Next, he is bobbing his head into his lap.
Oh, no.
The freaking dude was going down on himself.
I'm impressed. I'm not even mad.
Yeah, man. Sounds like the one who got away, dude. What? Oh, you can't hook up? That's cool. I'll take care of it.
I got this.
Yeah. It's like normally you'll take care of it. Yeah, that's cool. You need some lotion? Nah. Let me show you this. Rico,
It's kind of my thing.
Yeah, what's yours?
She failed to inform me that she had seizures on a daily basis.
Oh,
We
no.
finished the deed, and then she had a seizure.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Awkward. Does that mean you were good or bad?
I know. It's like, is that a good thing?
Right. All right. Well, let's end it with this one. I felt this one, my jaw dropped. Okay. So this guy wrote, and he was anonymous. He's like, I was about 35 years old and on a business trip in New York. One night after my conference, I went to a local bar and it was pretty empty. So I sat at the bar. Not long after that, this really attractive 65-ish year old woman sits at the other end of the bar. She bought me a drink. So I returned the favor and sat by her and bought her one. After a few drinks, the conversation, she asked if I've ever done a sportsman's double. You ever hear that?
No.
I told her no, and she explained to me that it was a mother-daughter threesome.
Oh,
Jesus.
no.
Yeah, no, I was intrigued and buzzed. I figured she was hot and her daughter was probably too, right? So I took her up on her offer. We get back to her place, and she told me to wait in the living room. She walked down the hall, knocked on the bedroom door, opened it, and yelled, "Mom, I got one."
Oh, no.
Yeah. Now, stop there. Now, did he do it? That's the mystery of the day. I'm going to say yes, but it was difficult to, maintain.
I feel like that might have been the seizure one I had.
Yeah.
Yikes.
All right. So those are some awkward one-night stands.